Hey guys, this is Gutsy here, bringing you a little tutorial tip trick kind of video thingy. Basically, I'm going to be teaching you how to do an epic creep block on the Radiant. It is known as the Earthshaker Lane Breaker because the whole purpose of it is to block your creeps so that you could push the wave and hopefully destroy up to the tier 2 tower. So it happens really fast, and it does require Earthshaker, hence the name. And it's very situational and very gimmicky, so I'm just going to be explaining a bit about that right now. So, as you can see here, I have Earthshaker with a Sage Mask and 5 Clarities. And I've got my teammate who is Axe, who has a Quelling Blade, and then Stout Shield and Tango. Now, basically, what we are going to be doing is cutting down trees so that we create a spot for the creeps to stay and not move until I allow them to do so, which eventually stacks them up huge, so I get this massive creep wave and I can release it whenever I want. And when I do that, it's such a big force when it pushes that it just destroys the lane. So with that being said, let's get started. Oh, how'd I get over there? That was kind of weird. It's not free camera. Now it's free camera. Okay, so as you can see here, Axe and Earthshaker are heading to top lane. This is the only lane you could do this with on the Radiant. And you don't necessarily need to have Axe. Just any hero that can have a Quelling Blade is good. So I'm just going to pause right about here because this is where you're going to start doing this. So on the Radiant, you will have this post, this lantern thing right here. That is your landmark to show where you're going to be creating your little camp spot for your creeps. So basically what's going to happen here is Axe is going to be cutting down trees. I'm actually teaching this Axe how to do this. So this Axe has no clue about this. He might have seen it before, but basically he's in the same scenario that you will be in. So I'm going to be pinging to him where to cut down the trees, and then when he's finished, he will be laning up here at the tower, and just normally. So he's going to get a lot of solo XP because the opponents are going to be denied EXP. And I'm not going to get any levels as Earthshaker doing this, but I will when time comes to push the lane. So anyways, let's move on here. So you're going to be seeing Axe cutting down trees. This is the most important tree, and you don't want to cut any other trees other than that tree to start, because you cut these, it's just going to ruin the whole thing. So it's actually not showing the pings from Axe, which is kind of good because they're a little annoying. But basically you're creating like a corridor. So as you can see, cut down that one tree. He's just cutting these two down until about right here. So he's going to cut down this one, fall by this one, and that should do it.
30 seconds to battle.
Because you don't want to cut too far in. Like if you cut like this tree, then they're going to be able to get out and stuff. So this is the farthest you want. Maybe that tree, you could cut down this one. So yeah, he's got this nice corridor going. And he's going to cut that, and that's it. So there you go. I've got this little thing and a little path up into here, and that's it. But the final most important tree to cut is this one, because this is the one that Earthshaker is going to be using to switch back and forwards. So he's going to go north. You don't want to stay around here if you're the cutter. You just want to go in your lane, and that's why Axe is good, because of his counter helix. He could just destroy the creep waves. So as you can see there, Earthshaker used his, I forget what it's called, fissure, yep, and the creeps entered, and the minute the creeps entered, Earthshaker decided to stand here. So I'm going to explain exactly what happened, because that was a little fast. So basically Earthshaker stood in the spot that Axe cut down the last tree, and he used his fissure, which blocked the lane, so the creeps could only go into this like hidey hole we made. And the minute they all entered, Earthshaker moved into position and created a wall by using hold position, or the H key, the S key, whatever, so that they had nowhere to go but the farthest, closest point to the lane where Axe is. So the timings and all that are very important so that you can never fail this, because you don't want to. You want to trap as many creeps as possible, and I'll explain that right now. So basically what happened, which you'll see in the next wave that Earthshaker blocks, is when the creeps, if you check the mini-map, it actually won't let me draw, I guess, when I'm paused. But anyways, you check the mini-map where my mouse is at the moment. Right at this tier 2 tower, when the creeps just hit it, like when you see the creeps walking up and they just hit this tier 2 tower, that's when you want to use Earthshaker's fissure. So the minute they touch the tower, walk out, use fissure immediately. You don't even have to look at the mini-map to see where the creeps are going, because the minute they hit the tower, you just walk out, fissure, and it's going to work no matter what. And the thing is, when you use fissure, you need to stay in the spot until every creep is in. These creeps will come out, and they will go out here even, and like bump into the creeps that you're trying to block, but don't worry about it. They will all eventually go inside. Worst case scenario, there might be that one little glitch where one single creep won't go in, and you'll realize that, and you'll go in here to stop the others from getting out. And you could just let that one creep go out. That's fine. But basically, the minute once they all go in, you need to quickly run back to this spot and hold position. So you're staying here until the creeps hit the tower, and then you go out and fissure. So we're going to see that again in the next wave. Now this axe, he's new and he's learning, but technically, and there's no opponents in this game, but technically he would just want to stay at the tower where he's safe, because if he's farming creeps out here, he has a chance of dying. So he would just want to stay at this tower. But anyways, so here's the creeps. They touch the tower. I'm going to walk out. I'm going to use my fissure. Now look at this. They're bumping into each other. Sometimes they'll go even out to here. But look, then they go in eventually. The fissure's still up, so they can't leave. And I've already blocked the hole. Now, another very important thing in this is that I use a clarity every single time this fissure stops. So the minute I use a fissure and it finishes, I use a clarity. That way I have enough mana to ensure myself that I can use a fissure again next time. And the minute I use another fissure, pop another clarity. And the Sage Mask just helps for that slow regen. So we're going to do this. I'll do it one more time in slow-mo, and then I'm just going to speed it up to get through to the whole point of the thing. Axe just not staying at tower because there's no heroes. But yeah, see, they're even moving around. They're doing their own little thing. But anyways, here's the creep wave. You're going to see it again on your minimap over here. They have touched the tower, so I'm going to move out. I'm going to fissure. They're going to go inside. And then I'm just going to walk back over to here. So there you go. I've also popped a clarity. Now see, I'm level 1 this whole time, but look at Axe. He's level 2. That's actually not that great. But don't worry about it. There's all the creeps. How many times does this work? Well, this is the third wave that just happened. So I'm going to speed it up, and we'll see how many waves this works until Earthshaker runs out of mana. I could just do this forever, but there is actually a reason why I don't, and I'll explain that in a sec. So that's the fourth wave I've grabbed. Next wave should spawn soon, so there's the next wave. I still have a clarity left. Here comes the fifth wave. So that's 5 waves of creeps I've grabbed. This is all EXP the opponents are not getting. The only way to really stop this, I'm just going to pause for a sec, is if you pull. If you stack and pull. But you can't just do a regular stack and pull if you're the opponents. You have to do like the 75% stack and pull. So when these creeps are at, the big ones at 75% HP, you would have to pull these ones too in order to just maintain your EXP. Otherwise, you're just going to be EXP depriven. And this axe is just, look, he's level 4 now. Like, this is some good solo EXP for this axe. And it's safe too, because he's at the tower normally. So he's not going to be dying or anything like that. So let's keep playing. Again, I'm continuing to pop the clarities and stuff, but now I have finally run out. So there's the 6th wave of creeps. I'm going to go in and block it. Now, here's the important... This is why you go to Sage Mask. You go to Sage Mask so that you could get that 7th creep wave blocked. And because by the time my mana regens, it'll be at 7. You're going to be cutting it close. So you'll have the 125 mana for fissure just in time when the creeps hit the tower. And you're going to be doing the last fissure, which is the 7th. So we'll see that. We can even watch the mana and watch me with my positioning. I think I might miss one creep here. Worst case scenario. So there we go. Just get enough. And there, I stop it. Now, the reason why you don't continue this forever is because trees do respawn pretty quickly. I think it's like every 4 or 5 minutes. So, you know, you start cutting these trees earlier, which means that they will respawn anytime now. So this is basically the last wave you're going to catch. And you're not going to release them just yet because you want to wait till the next wave comes to the tower, even though you're not going to be blocking it, just so that when you release them, they all go as one big clump. So anyways, we're going to play this. Now here's the worst. Oh no. Oh, I guess this one worked out perfectly. But normally, like, you might miss one or something, which is totally fine. Now, I'm just going to slow this down. We're going to play this. Trees are getting close to respawning, so this is definitely going to time just perfectly for the creeps to go out. But look at that. That's 7 creep waves. 7 or 8 creep waves. With this, it'll be 8. So here they go. They hit the tower. Now I'm just going to let them all out. So look at this. They're all clumping nicely. They're all going out together. And this is just going to move forward and push the lane. As you can see here, look at this line. Look, it's just a big line of creeps. And then your heroes. Now, remember, the whole point of this is to push the lane, which is going to give Earthshaker all the XP he needs to catch up by killing the towers and all the creeps. But there is one negative to this. You cannot do the strategy against big AoE damaging heroes. Darkseer is an automatic no. If they have a Darkseer, you cannot do this because he just puts one ion shell on one of these creeps, kills them all. Earthshaker's got no experience, so he's still level 1 4 minutes into the game. And then Darkseer is going to be like level 5. So, Bat Riders, stuff like that just is not good. So it's very situational. It's really good against, like, if your opponents go an entire pub team, like a pub stomp team, like Drow and Bloodseeker and stuff like that. It's really good against those heroes. A lot of people are afraid of Cleave, like Saven Cleave and stuff, but that's not an issue because the creeps deliver more deep damage per second to Saven than he can cleaving them all. So it's basically just AoE damaging spells. I have done this in real games, and obviously it works. That's why I'm showing you this. But I'm just showing you an example that isn't a real game, just so that you know the full potential of what this can do. So as you can see, this is getting destroyed. Another reason why Axe is a good hero is you could go out here. This Axe isn't going to do that. But you can move out here and destroy the wave, so this creep wave doesn't even interfere with this. But look at this damage. You've got... Basically, the timing of this is that or siege creep, sorry, not a meat wagon. Your siege creep comes when you need to release this wave. So you have one siege creep, and then you have all the rest of these. So there's the tier 1 down, and the tier 2. Just going to pause for a sec. Remember, the whole purpose of this, minimum, is to get a tier 2 tower. So you're not pushing racks. That would be amazing if you could, but if you get a tier 2 tower, even if the opponents do kill all these off, you still benefit because you just got 2 towers before the 5-minute mark, or around the 5-minute mark. And that's the whole purpose of this thing. So if you kill 2 towers, even if they kill all those creep waves, it should still be an even game, which it normally would be if you played fairly. Or not fairly, just not gimmicky. It would normally be an even game, but you wouldn't have 2 towers. This is basically giving you 2 towers in advance. So the opponents are, no matter what, going to get this EXP. But look, Earthshaker's leveling up. And look at this, level 6 Axe. Like, that's basically solo EXP. And now Axe has figured out what he has to do. He's kind of a bit early for it, but he just stands out here, takes the creep waves, and while these all destroy. And yes, there will be other opponent heroes, but if you're near the creeps, they really can't engage you. They can't focus you because all these creeps are going to go for them. The best thing for the opponents to do, let's say that you're against this, is if they've already pushed tier 2 and they're killing your tier 3, the best thing to do is attack one of these creeps, run back to your well, and all of them will follow. So that's basically just going to end it right there and give you all the XP. The only ones that'll stay are like these, and they won't do too much damage to this tower. But yeah, that's basically it. So I'm just going to speed it up. Just show you the mass destruction here. And yeah, then you just kill the base and win the game. At the best scenario. So I hope you all enjoyed that. Just remember very important things. Earthshaker is a must, obviously. It only works for the Radiant, and it's situational, so you can only do it in certain situations. Those are the 3 most important points you need to know. And I hope you have fun doing this. Hopefully it works out. I've had a couple games where I win, but there's also a lot where it doesn't work out, such as AoE heroes and stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you all next time.